Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. You're watching 60 Cycle Hum, and in this video, I'm going to show you this Eart E-335 semi-hollow electric guitar. By the model number alone, you know exactly what they're going for here. It's an ES-335 style semi-hollow electric guitar with 2 humbuckers, 4 knobs, a 3x3 headstock, a bunch of frets. It's got binding, it's got a pick guard, it's got a sunburst on the front and the back and the neck. It's got 3 sunbursts, guys. How many sunbursts do you need? Actually, if we count the headstock, it's got 5 sunbursts. That's a lot of sunbursts for your buck, guys. Good value there. So anyways, let's get into this guitar. I think the biggest thing that gets brought up anytime anyone is showing off an Eart is the frets, and this is no exception. How do they do it? Why do they do it? They don't have to do it, but they're doing it. Eart frets their guitars, first of all, with stainless steel frets. Secondly, they're super duper high polished and have this crazy round ball end on them. It's a super premium looking and feeling fret for a guitar that I think this is $399 as of filming this. They do that same style fret on like their $200 guitars too. It's incredible. And honestly, all the other brands out there should be looking at Eart. They should be looking at these frets, asking themselves, why are they able to do that? Can we do that? Should we be doing that? And the answer is probably yes. There probably should be a lot more guitar companies on the market fretting their instruments like this. And it's an affordable import variation of a semi-hollow electric guitar. And it's got these wonderful frets on it. Other than that, I mean, I've covered a lot of budget semi-hollow guitars on this channel in that kind of like $200 to $400-ish range. And most of them come with a lot of issues. Bad tuners, microphonic pickups, quality control issues and things like that. And while this was not perfect out of the box, I'll talk about that later, you get a lot. There's a lot to like here. Just, besides the frets are awesome, but the pickups sound great. They're not microphonic in any sort of way. They're kind of dark and warm. The bridge is nice and honky and woody. It's got a classic bridge humbucker sound, but the neck pickup has this nice, big, round, smooth, kind of jazzy sort of sound. The tuners on it are great. They're just fine. They're nice and smooth. There's no reason you'd ever need to swap them out. No tuning stability issues. The nut seems to be cut correctly and things like that. It's got a little flip out guy here for the truss rod, so you can make quick truss rod adjustments without having to bust out a screwdriver. All the hardware seems to be of really decent quality, at least visually. I mean, how do you judge a Tune-o-matic? It looks like a modern piece of hardware. I made my own little adjustments to it and it was nice and smooth. What else do you say? I mean, I can't take a peek at the wiring because it's inside a semi-hollow acoustic, but I'm seeing a full-size pot on this guy right here and this guy. I mean, they do it. They don't cheap out and give you a bucket of cheap parts to justify a $399 guitar. They give you a guitar that's worth playing, that's worth keeping, that's worth buying for like a new guitarist or something like that. Like, I could fully recommend this to a new guitarist or an experienced guitarist. But for a new guitarist, like, you definitely don't want to have a guitar that's going to hold you back. And there's nothing about this that's going to hold anyone back. So anyways, you want to hear me play it. You want to hear what it actually sounds like. So let's start doing that. I'm going to run through the 2 Princeton's rig, of course. All right, that's enough. You got a decent helping of the 2 Princetons this time. I really felt like treating you, didn't I? Okay, let's make sure I'm in tune, and then we'll start playing around with it. All tuned up and ready to go, so let's get started. I'll start off on the bridge position because, of course, and here's a little information for the choosy magnet choosers out there. These pickups come with Alnico 5 magnets in them. Is that your favorite flavor of magnet? Do you have a different flavor of magnet that you prefer? Personally, I tend to go for maple and brown sugar. I honestly don't have a preferred magnet type. I know a lot of people out there are choosy in that direction, but I tend to just go like, oh, I like the sound of that pickup. I don't like the sound of that one very much. Oh, I like the sound of this pickup. That's how I choose. I don't sit there and think about the magnet type. But I do think that these pickups sound pretty dang good, so maybe I like Alnico 5 pickups. Let's discuss that in the comment section. It's very important stuff, right? All right, here's a great big open chord for you. Sounds great. It's doing the thing. It sounds kind of dark and woody and barky and smoky with plenty of edge on there for a bridge humbucker. It's certainly not a twang machine. We'll say that. But it's not supposed to be. It's a semi-hollow. It's an E-335 by Eart. You know what those are supposed to sound like, right? Moving on to the middle position. I think that middle position sounds super jazzy. It's just really dark and round and smooth and deep sounding. It sounds so jazzy, it almost sounds like it has flat wounds on it, you know? All right, on to the neck pickup, because that's important too. We're not going to leave it out. It's plenty round and warm too. It's a plenty dark pickup, and the middle position gets its darkness from that neck pickup, but isolating the neck pickup has more of that classic kind of like rock and roll bark to it. What am I doing? What nonsense am I playing right now? I like the way it sounds better than I like my playing. But yeah, you've got that barky bridge. Really nice and smooth jazzy sounds from the other two settings. Let's try with some dirt now. I'm going to throw on the Wampler Bell, which is a Noble style overdrive. And I am on the bridge pickup, I had to check. Style that in a little bit better. There we go. That's what I wanted. On to the middle position. Really nice, deep, low rumble there. I mean, it's all personal preference. You might not want that deep, low rumble in your middle position on a guitar. So this guitar wouldn't be for you, or these pickups wouldn't be for you. I don't know. Right, on to the next pickup. This guitar really creams up that Bell Overdrive. Yeah, really bluesy there. On to some higher gain sounds, because we just gotta see if it feeds back, how it handles some distortion. So I'm gonna go to the bridge pickup and turn on Perfecto's Bad 94 distortion. Going for here? I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I like that feedback there on that F. The bridge pickup does just fine with heavy distortion. Let's try the middle though. I'm a little worried about how those boomy, big, round, jazzy lows are gonna hit that distortion. Is it gonna like flub out? It's got a bit of a growl to it. That sounds fine. I mean, it's pretty dark. It's pretty boomy. But I don't think a lot of heavy metal guitars are going to be grabbing this style of guitar. I mean, but Dave Grohl, yeah, this could be like a budget Dave Grohl sort of guitar for someone. That's more like hard rock than metal though, right? Sometimes Dave is metal, but more often than not, he's more like hard alternative rock. All right. Yeah, I don't think it works as great for the power chording and the chugga-chuggas and stuff like that. I mean, maybe you disagree with me, but for the creamy lead type stuff with the high gain, I think the middle position works out just fine. Let's see what the neck sounds like now. Does just fine with those high gain sounds. Might be a little bit boomy, a little bit darker than people might prefer with that middle and neck position for higher gain stuff, but I don't know you. I don't know your tone. You might love that sort of sound. That might be exactly what you're looking for, but as like a clean, bluesy, jazzy sort of machine, it's doing it. I think it's doing it really well. I think these pickups sound better than okay. I think they sound great, especially for a $399 guitar. There's a lot of details here that make this punch above its price point. This is an import guitar that is competing quality-wise directly against the budget lines from big major name brands, which I think is pretty notable and pretty unique. I mean, the fretwork alone is worth checking out. My heater's firing up. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but we'll ignore it, right? We can ignore that heater sound. The tuners are just fine on it, nice and smooth and firm. The nut is cut well. It's got the little flip out thing here. The neck is comfortable, pretty standard, modern, C-shaped sort of thing here. All the details seem to be pretty decent. I mean, no big cosmetic issues, no actual cosmetic issues on the binding or anything like that. The look is personal preference. It has this very thin, matte, clear coat over the sunburst, and you can actually feel the pitting and the grain of the wood, which I think is honestly kind of classy. If you prefer a glossy look, then you're not gonna like this. The hardware seems solid. I see full-size pots in there, like I already mentioned. So let's get into the issues that I had. I had a couple issues out of the box that I needed to address before I could play this guitar and have fun with it and get to know it. The biggest issue was it needed a neck adjustment out of the box. I had to adjust the truss rod. It didn't have high action, it had crazy low action. The neck was bowed back ever so slightly and it was buzzing out across most of the fretboard. But thankfully, Eart uses this little flip out truss rod cover here. So it took me like 5 minutes to adjust it. It comes with its own Allen key. If you've never adjusted a truss rod before and someone on the internet convinced you that it's hard or dangerous or you're risking breaking your entire guitar, get over it. Learn to adjust your truss rod. It's easy. Little adjustments. You stick in the Allen key, little tweaks, check your action, check your tuning, another tweak to correct or another tweak the other direction. It's easy. It literally took me 5 minutes to get this neck from unplayable to like my ideal settings. I also made a couple little adjustments to the bridge just to compensate for action and things like that. The intonation came set up just fine. Any other issues? I'm trying to remember now. This is one of those guitars where the neck is fairly sensitive. If you're rough with your necks, if you really clamp on there and twist it around, you're gonna put the guitar out of tune. And I don't mean like permanently out of tune, I mean like you can bend the chords out. See what I mean? It's really not a big deal. It's a pretty normal thing to run across. Some guitars have stiffer necks, some guitars have looser necks, not looser, but more flexible necks that allow you to utilize a little bit of like natural vibrato there just by tweaking your hand on the neck. Kind of spooky, honestly. With enough reverb, it kind of turns into an analog chorus. To play a little bit of surf. I might die if I don't play surf in a video, right? So I've got to do it just a little bit, just for good luck. Yeah, not bad. Like I said earlier in the video, I could totally recommend this guitar to a beginner guitarist. It's not gonna fight you, it's not gonna give you any issues. I did have to adjust my neck. If you ran into that issue out of the box and you're a beginner and you don't have anyone else around to help you, you might end up returning it or taking it to a tech. I totally understand that. Or you could take it as a learning opportunity and try to tackle that issue. But a lot of beginners, they're nowhere near even being able to understand what makes a guitar function in that sort of way. So I understand it. If you got a guitar like this and you're a beginner and you needed to adjust the neck, it is what it is. You might need to return it or take it to a tech. All right, so what do you guys think? What do you think of the sound of it? What do you think about the look of it? I think it plays great. Of course, I spent my own time setting it up out of the box, but it plays great. I think it sounds great. I like the looks of it personally. I would probably swap out a lot of the plastics for white or cream to make it pop a little bit more. I like my guitars to be bright and in your face a little bit and have high contrast things going on. But I don't know, as far as kind of like the affordable import guitars go, the affordable import semi-hollow guitars go, this is one of the good ones. This is a really good one. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me rude and nasty comments. Support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt if you're naked, and stay grounded. Bye, everybody.